Hey Stampers, Kim from stampingimperfection.com. Thanks for joining me today. I want to share with you a new organizing product that I got recently, and actually I've probably had it for a couple of months, and I love these so much that I ordered a whole bunch more of them after I got them and realized the potential they have for my craft room storage. So these are called Totally Tiffany's Stamp Store and Go, and it has a tray in it. And she's got several different ones, and they're also called, the larger ones are called the Punch Pack Store and Go. So Stamp Store and Go or the Punch Pack Store and Go. There are basically 4 different choices for these. So there are 3 sizes. There is, let me just move this. You don't need to see that yet. This is the smallest one, and I think this is the 1-inch one. I'm pretty sure this is specifically called the Stamp Store and Go with tray, and it's the 1-inch organizer. Then there's another one that's a 1.5 inch. This is the medium, and this is called the Punch Pack Store and Go. These are really the same type of thing. And then there is the 2-inch Punch Pack Store and Go. And I believe the original intention of these was to store your punches. And you know how you have the older Stampin' Up! Whale tail punches? They would fit perfectly like in this 2-inch large Punch Pack Store and Go. And then you have some of the newer kind that have the little button on the bottom that you can slide, and they're pretty thin. They would work nicely in the 1.5 inch Punch Store and Go, and then the smaller sets go beautifully in this 1-inch Store and Go. And that's actually what I bought these for. I bought them to put my favorite punches in, because what I really like about these, let me open one of these so you can see. Like, I did not expect to like this. Should not be talking while I'm crunching paper, sorry about that. But it's because I thought, you know, it's just a plastic bag, you know, how great could this be? Well, what I didn't realize, first of all, this is really heavyweight plastic, and it's got a nice binding, like sewn binding edge around it. It closes with Velcro, and it has a really nice carry handle. And I actually didn't realize how much I would like that carry handle on something like this. Like, I didn't expect that to actually be a useful thing, because if I'm putting stuff in here, isn't it going to dump when I turn it vertically? And it depends on what you put in there, really. Now, this picture shows wooden stamps. So I have a few wooden stamps that I love to stamp with. I especially have a few wooden stamps that I have taken out of old stamp sets, some of my old Stampin' Up! Stamp sets that have like inside card sentiments. So I like to keep those in a separate place, because when I want something specific for the inside of a card, I can go to that stamp set. So these, like, she shows it here with the wooden stamps. And I just got a couple of these 1-inch ones, and I finally put my wooden stamps in a couple of them, so that's pretty nice. But one of the things I really like about this is actually a really heavy-duty little plastic tray, and depending on which size, like this is it's 1 inch thick, this is 1.5 inches thick, and the other one is 2 inches thick. But they're 8.5 by 11, so you can put a piece of copy paper in there. And that is a useful organizing thing, it turns out. But I also find that this makes these bags very sturdy. Plus, it actually keeps the stuff that you put, you know, sometimes when you organize with a bag and you pick it up, everything just goes to the bottom of the bag. But because it's in a tray, that doesn't happen as much. So let me just show you. There's one other one I wanted to also show you, because she's got a double-sided Stamp Store and Go that she specifically calls her wood mat stamp organizer. So much more that you can organize in these, though. And the double one is really 2 singles hooked back to back. And you can see I have this filled with wooden stamps. These are the sentiments, my kids' names, like the big impactful things, the funny things. Somewhere I can hear someone eating a chocolate chip cookie. I can't stop using that stamp. I'm sorry that I don't care whether it's not available anymore. It's a fun one. And my favorite, I have a couple of my favorite like Chinese proverbs stamps, and my penny blacks, Hero Arts. Some of my original stamps were Hero Arts stamps, and you know, Inka Dinka Doo. And Stampendous. Like I have a lot of those, but this is a double one, so this is actually pretty nice. And like I'm surprised how heavy it is, but this is a good heavyweight plastic bag with nicely bound sewn edges, so I'm not worried about, you know, putting too much in this. And I love that it's portable, because I'm no longer a crafter who goes to crops and stuff. I don't love doing that anymore. It was fun when my daughter was younger, and I had a group of friends and we would meet and, you know, do that like every couple of weeks or so. Like that was pretty fun. But then I got really busy, and now I just really enjoy stamping at home and doing all my crafting at home. I don't love carting things around. However, I'm going to be a snowbird in December, so I definitely have some craft stuff that I will be like carrying back and forth with me, because some of them are not replaceable. This is one of those things. So this is very portable, and I love that I could store this vertically if I wanted to, or I could store it like this, or this fits beautifully in my Alex drawers. So I'm very happy about that. I have a set of Alex drawers from IKEA right by my knee under my desk, like back a little ways, so they're not, like I have plenty of leg room, but some of the things I grab all the time are in those drawers, and this is one of those things that's now going to fit in the drawer, and it's not a mess. I love that. And I did have a little tip for you with these, and one little quick tip I discovered was that, excuse me, it was like a jigsaw puzzle getting all of these in, and once I got them in, I realized if I pull a bunch out, I'm never going to get them in again to fit. So I made a photocopy, and when I pull the stamps out, you can actually see where I have placed each stamp, and then I can see, you know, where it goes. And while I was making a photocopy, I made 2 photocopies, because now I have this page that can go into a folder or a binder that's cataloging the wooden stamps that I have, and I can write at the bottom where this is, like where that's stored. And a couple of hints about that photocopying. I used a clear plastic transparency sheet. I have a bunch of these laying around, so this isn't even a heavyweight one. I put it on top, and then I just held the 4 corners, or held the 2 ends, and I flipped it over really fast with the box on the bottom. I left the box on the bottom. I flipped it over really fast on top of the copier, and I had to play with it a couple of times to get it just right. And it came out kind of dark because I was unable to close the top. So I put 2 pieces of white copy paper on the top, and it blocked out the light, and it came out a lot nicer after that. Just a quick FYI. So, you know, I left that clear piece in place when I photocopied it, and then when I flipped it back over, I took the box off, put one of the photocopies in, and then just put my stamps in it. And it's so quick. I just love that. But now I have a record of what I have too, so that's good. I've seen a lot lately on social media about people who are cataloging what they have, so they know what they have and where they have it stored. So I actually like that idea, but I don't want to stamp everything out. I want to make it a quick and easy process, because if I have to like stamp everything out and, you know, do all that kind of stuff, that's going to take me forever, and I don't have time for that. So look how nice that is, and I'm picking this up and they're not, you know, spilling out and getting unorganized. So I'm excited about that. So wooden stamps, perfect. and easy to catalog. So the other thing that I use them for, and I think I've shared this before, is these 1-inch ones are perfect for my mini ink pads, my Catherine Pooler mini ink pads. And I'm excited about this because this makes my ink pads much more portable. So I decided to do this with all my mini ink pads except for the distress inks that I already have in the Tim Holtz storage. That's actually a nice way to store them. And since I already have that organizer, I'm not going to get rid of this. I really like this organizer for my distress inks, the few that I have, but I do love my Altenew inks. And I was trying to decide, like, I could photocopy this, because with the difference between my Catherine Pooler ones, she has color families, like her, I forget what they're called actually. I should know this, it's right in front of me. I have my little swatches here, the Party collection, the Spa collection, her Neutral collection. Like, she's got a lot of collections of different ink pads. But I don't organize the Catherine Pooler ones by collection. I organize them by colors, and so these are the ones, the mini ones, with the exception of black. I fit quite a few in there. She just released a new set of minis in some of her other colors. I think this one's the Spring Mix, maybe. And so I'll be starting a second one of these for my Catherine Pooler inks, and I really like this because I love her mini inks. These are nice size little ink pads to use. So it's very convenient. And again, it fits beautifully in a drawer. It's portable if I decide that that's going to get moved with me. Now with the Altenew inks, these I do store by how I get them. Like when the Altenew inks come, for example, you get, when you buy the little minis, they come in sets of 4, and they come with the color names and the name of the what Altenew has named that set of 4. And those sets are meant to layer together, so I didn't want to separate the sets. And when I go to organize it, what I'm going to do, instead of photocopying this, I could photocopy this, but I was thinking that what I would rather do, because it will kill 2 birds with 1 stone, I have my swatches for my big ink pads, and of course that works for my smaller ones too, but now I'm going to be living in 2 locations back and forth during the year, so my minis will go to the other location, and I'm not going to make a second set of swatches, and I can't see myself continuously moving things back and forth every 4 or 5 months. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take a piece of cardstock, and this will fit in the bottom of this or the top of this, because I do like to see the colors. And then I'm just going to take the ink pad and flip it over. And I always find these little ones so hard to open. I'm going to flip it over and just stamp it like that, like a little stamp pad all on its own. And then I'm going to write the color underneath. And then I'm going to take a marker, a Sharpie marker, and just outline the 4 colors that came together, so I know which ones layer together. And I'll use these little things that came in the package to do that, so I know which ones are meant to layer together. And that way I don't have to guess, because I always find myself pulling out my swatch book or my swatch ring and picking out colors. Now I'll have it on a sheet, and I'll know what colors Altenew intended to be layered together, because that's one of the huge benefits of the Altenew inks, in my opinion, is that they basically created them to layer together. So I want to keep them together, and I use them in, I specifically, whenever I'm doing a layering stamp, I specifically will reach for my Altenew inks. Mini ink pads, perfect use for these little 1-inch ones, and you can see now I've made this pretty portable, and I'm keeping it as a pretty small footprint so I can take it with me, because I guarantee my husband will limit what I can fit in. He's going to have a lot of fishing equipment packed in. We're going to be battling for space between fishing equipment and crafting supplies. So another thing I really like this for is my journaling supplies. I have colored pencils, I have my liners and my gel pens and all that kind of stuff in one. This is the medium one, the 1.5, and I've got, you know, 4 different sets of writing utensils and room for more in there. And then the bigger one, so far I have not used these for punches. That's what I bought them for, and so far I have not used them for punches. The bigger 2-inch one I really love. This holds all my stamp organizing stuff. Like, I have different size envelopes. These are the Totally Tiffany ones. These are the nice square ones, and I have like tons of them, my favorite thing ones. I also like the Avery L ones, and this one I keep because it tells me what size to cut the white paper for inside. So I have a stack of those for when I get new stamps, and then I have some magnets, some nice heavy magnet pieces. These were the random size ones from Stampin' Storage. I really love their magnet sheets. So I keep those in there for when I get new stamps and dies, so that I can just pull this out and organize my stuff. And I'm also trying out a couple of these for washi tapes, and I will let you know if I decide that this is how I want to store my washi tapes or not. But you can imagine all the things you can do. Like, I was just thinking that, oh, I'm going to need to take clear blocks with me, so I could use one of the smaller ones for my clear blocks, depending on how many clear blocks, you know, I decide that I must have and I can't live without. But that's the Totally Tiffany Stamp Store and Go or Punch and Go. The Stamp Store and Go or the Punch Store and Go these bags. So you can find these on Totally Tiffany. So at totallytiffany.com, you know, and like, I purchased these, and like I said, I purchased one of each size just to see if I would like them, and I ended up, like, I have several more of these around my room with stuff in them. I just wanted to show you a little bit about what you can do. Another thing that I think would be great for this, by the way, if I decided to teach, say I decide to teach card making classes, I will set up stations when I do card making classes. I will set up different stations around my room for, a group of people to stamp one card, and then they can get up and move to the next station, or everything could, for one of my projects, could go in here. I think these are perfect project storing trays, depending on which depth you want and how much stuff you have. And you know, like, you're going to have ink pads, you're going to have cut papers, you're going to have embellishments, you're going to have your stamps and your clear blocks, and you're going to have a lot of stuff to create, you know, a card for each person that shows up to your class. This is a perfect way to organize for your classes, I think, whether you travel to go teach the classes or whether you do it at home, because now you've got it all stored, and if you have leftover stuff, you can store it in one of these too, and it's all ready to go. You know, it's all ready to go. Keep your list of what you need, like what ink pads, what stamp, whatever, what size papers you have there. So keep a key for that in there, and you're all set to go. I just really like that idea for this. And I know a lot of people, I also sew, but I probably won't be moving too much of my sewing stuff, but ribbons, threads, like these would be, the 1.5-inch side would be perfect for spools of threads, or if I had an embroidery project going. Like, there's just so many things I could use this for, and so many different crafts that I could use this for. Polymer clay crafts, this would be great because you could store your stencils and your all your cutting tools and your clays in these also. So, you know, the sky is the limit. I would love to know what if you have these, what do you use them for besides this, besides what I've shown you here today and what Totally Tiffany shares on her website. And just also, I wanted to tell you that Totally Tiffany on Tuesdays does a live presentation, and she has sales every week. You can also buy her products at HSN, which actually has a better price than Totally Tiffany herself. And so just know that you can find a lot of things, especially like that companion cart. You can find, and her desk-made products, you can find those on HSN too. So, and apparently a lot of local craft stores carry them. Mine does not, unfortunately. So I just order them from Totally Tiffany's site or from HSN, and I have to say, I am loving what I've gotten so far. So far, I have not been disappointed, and I have more to share with you on these. But Totally Tiffany does have videos, and she has a lot of, she's got a 30-day get organized craft challenge you can join. There's a Facebook page, and you know, start where you are. She'll help you decide what kind of crafter are you. I am a Kathy crafter who crafts at home. That's what I've discovered. So I like to be able to see my stuff, and I think that the Totally Tiffany products are perfect for a person who likes her shelves to look organized and likes to have her tools and supplies organized, but all around in sight so I can see it and use it. And this, I love this. I can see exactly what I have. I can see where it is, and I now have easy ways to actually start cataloging what I have as well. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope you enjoy that. I'll put a link to Totally Tiffany below in case you're interested. And I'll include a link to some of these other things, because if you have not tried Catherine Pooler inks, and if you have not tried Alta New inks, they're two of my three favorites. My third favorite, of course, is the Distress Oxides. So they're my absolute favorite inks, and I decided I will not be trying any more inks because I do not want to fall in love with any more. So that's that. So thanks for watching. Stop on my blog at stampingimperfection.com. If you have a Totally Tiffany product that you love, please let me know in the comments below, and please let me know what you use these for, because I love hearing the ideas of what other people do or how other people organize them. So, you know, I would love to hear from you about that. So thanks for watching. Stop on my blog at stampingimperfection.com. Make sure you give this video a like and share it with your friends. And also make sure you click that bell so you get notifications of when I put up my new videos. Thanks for watching.